rural locals, religious communities, military bases, gangs, the wealthy. You think they'll help you after collapse? They won't. The veneer of civilization is already peeling off. We're watching it in real time, not in failed states, but in places with mayors and police. I've studied how communities reject outsiders across multiple real-world crises, and your nice guy strategy won't save you. In this video, which communities will reject you and why most survival plans fail before chaos even begins. Let's start with the group that's been preparing for this for generations. Rural locals. They're not waiting for you. And judging by the comments, they're not even waiting for relatives from the city. If Uncle Bob or Cousin Andy didn't make the priority list, why would someone who looked down on them for 40 years from a glass office? A rural resident put it bluntly. My parents moved there in the 1970s. I lived there for 30 years. I was still the city girl because my grandparents didn't farm that dirt. You think you're getting in? You're not even on the list. In the country, trust is built on shared struggle, surviving droughts, floods, and bad harvests. If you weren't there when things were hard, you don't suddenly become family when things are worse.
Listen to the locals themselves. People say they're heading to my place when things go sideways. My reply, why would you walk into that hail of lead? As a current and long-term rural resident, I can confirm we have no interest in saving those that are not of us. Why do everyone think our land is yours now? You live in the city. Learn to survive there. They already decided where their loyalties lie, not with you. For a deeper dive into this territorial psychology, check out my previous video. Link in the description.
Maybe you're thinking, fine, if collapse happens, I'll just find a religious community. They always help people. Forget it. Religious communities are biological locks. Their first loyalty is to the faith, not the neighbor. In their world, God's law sits high above the state. And in an apocalypse, God rarely welcomes uninvited guests. History is proof. In 1857, a Mormon militia in Utah encountered a wagon train of outsiders. Fearing they were spies or extra mouths draining scarce resources, the militia didn't offer prayer, they offered a trap. They promised safe passage if the travelers disarmed, then eliminated the entire party of 120 people. Only the youngest children were spared. This was the Mountain Meadows massacre. The lesson? In a crisis, an organized faith sees a stranger as an existential threat to Zion. Look at the Amish. During the Milk Wars in Pennsylvania, they didn't need rifles to defeat federal agents. They used a human shield of thousands and a parallel supply chain the government couldn't touch. They might give you water or point you down the road, but join them? Unless you speak Pennsylvania Dutch and submit to the bishop, you are English, a source of trouble. In a collapse, their world won't just be closed to you. It will be invisible. Look at the Hasidic Enclaves of Brooklyn. During the 2020 lockdowns, they demonstrated what sovereignty looks like. They kept schools open, held mass gatherings, and physically expelled the police from their streets. If they can repel authority while the law exists, imagine their posture when it doesn't. And don't confuse spiritual with harmless. In 1984, the Rajneeshee commune in Oregon poisoned 10 local restaurants with salmonella to seize political control. 750 people were sickened. The takeaway? Ideological communities don't play by your moral code. They play by survival logic. If poisoning the well protects the group, it's not a sin, it's a strategy. Are you still dreaming of a sanctuary in a church basement? Do you think reciting a few verses makes you one of them? In their logic, your suffering isn't a tragedy. It's divine sorting. A religious community is a unified survival machine, and if you weren't born into it, you are not a guest. You are a contamination risk to the herd, and they will treat you accordingly. But if you aren't looking for God, maybe you're looking for order. The men with the guns and the flags. The military. Before we talk about the uniforms, let's address a common defense in the comments. Many of you claim this is fear-mongering, that good people will stay good. Take this mindset. I have a high-end medical kit, and I know how to organize logistics. Any community would be lucky to have me. It's a comfortable thought. But here is a truth that doesn't care about your feelings. You think you'll prove your worth by understanding logistics. In a collapse, the military already has professionals who move entire divisions. They have surgeons who work under fire. Their stockpiles make your high-end kit look like a box of Band-Aids. To them, you are a civilian with supplies they might need, but without the clearance to pass the gate. When the grid goes dark, people head for National Guard armories and military bases, thinking they have to protect me. It's their job. It isn't. The military is a machine designed for one thing: maintaining operational capability. In a systemic collapse, a base commander's first priority isn't you. It's his personnel, his equipment, and his perimeter. Professionals in military security operate by doctrine, not empathy. If you show up at that gate, they are running a mental checklist before you even open your mouth. Eyes and attention. A real refugee looks at food. A scout looks at vulnerabilities, guard rotations, and weapon calibers. If your eyes are scanning the perimeter instead of begging for bread, you're a red flag. The gear factor? Arriving in brand new tactical gear and clean boots? You aren't a refugee. You're either a looter or the vanguard of a hostile group. Physical discipline. A fit man in his 40s, controlling his breathing and maintaining tactical distance, is not a civilian. He's a combatant. As the security manuals state, desperate people beg, dangerous people observe. If they aren't crying or shaking, they're a threat that needs immediate resolution. The military already has its VIPs. Specialized engineers, surgeons, specific scientists, they are already on a whitelist. In a true event, these people won't be fighting the crowds at the gate. They will have been collected by transport teams and moved behind the wire before the chaos peaks. Want proof? New Orleans, 2005. When the helicopters came, they didn't come for everyone. The Coast Guard and National Guard evacuated government officials and medical personnel first. Regular civilians watched from rooftops as choppers flew past them day after day. That wasn't cruelty. That was triage protocol. Military field manuals are explicit. In a collapse, the civilian population is categorized: high-value personnel, doctors, engineers with clearances, non-combatants, resource drain. Combat-age males, potential threats. If you're not in the first category, in the cold math of a military base, you are a net loss. The bitter truth: the military will maintain order, but it will be their order. You aren't part of the unit. You are part of the landscape. And the military is trained to dominate the landscape. So far, we've only talked about communities that still believe in order. Bloodlines, faith, uniforms, rules, and none of them were built for you. In the next part, we leave order behind. We're talking about what fills the vacuum when rules stop working. Not chaos, but hostile order. The predators, and the wealthy who try to buy the collapse instead of running from it. Drop in the comments what triggered you the most and why. If you disagreed, say it. If you are comfortable, even better.